Tanu Jain.
Hello, Indore. How are you all? How's
Great.
the Josh?
Hi.
Great. Such a lovely, vibrant audience. So, I'm Dr. Tanu and I'm as an aspirant like you are. So, you are learning something special here, engineering, but I'm an aspirant of life, so I keep learning. And because when I was called to speak something here, I was like, क्या बोले? And idea is कि जो आप सुनना चाहते हैं वही बोलना चाहिए. अगर मैं ऐसा कुछ बोलूँ जो आपको नहीं सुनना, उसकी वैल्यू ही नहीं रहेगी. Just like a doctor should know what exactly is the problem, and then we can have the most concise and the precise treatment. Similarly, what I can help you with is most precise if I know what you really want to know. So can we have some people raising their hands to let me know the vibe of the crowd here? Like what is the itch points, pinch points that you all are having? Anybody? Yes, UPSC, entrepreneurship, anything. Yes, somebody is there. Shout out. Startup. UPSC. UPSC. How many of you are UPSC aspirants? Great. And how many of you are tentative about UPSC? कितनों के पेरेंट्स फोर्स कर रहे हैं कि यूपीएससी तो करना ही है? कितनों के पेरेंट्स फोर्स कर रहे हैं? लॉट ऑफ वेरी गुड. और कौन कौन स्टार्टअप करना चाहता है? ओह गुड. So some people are there both in UPSC and startup. They are undecided. करें क्या? So let us first talk about the decisiveness of your own goals. You are at a juncture of your career where you have to decide your box. You know, I call it box theory. Box is the perks, privileges, responsibilities, and the life you get when you choose a career. So you all are achievers right now, IITians. You are with that tag, and this tag will be always with you wherever you go. You go to a shopkeeper, भैया जी कोल्ड ड्रिंक दे दो, IIT से हो. Everybody knows in the locality, in the relation, in the friend circle, people know you as a achiever. This means you have achieved a box, a tag, plus a exposure, mindset, and of course knowledge of your engineering. But this is also the time to decide your next box. What is next box? Something which will further decide your earnings, your status, your prestige in the society. So next time when you are married and you have kids, so what kind of treatment your kid is going to get? What is the level of house you are going to live in? What is the level of everything that you are going to enjoy? The car, the work, the facilities, the colleagues, your bosses, network, what kind of network? So if you are a coder, you will have friends who are coders, or the companies. If you are somebody who is into artificial intelligence, your network will be mostly IT companies or the upcoming startups. If you are in government doing UPSC, your friends will be ऑफिसर्स, जहाँ जाओगे 2-4 बैचमेट्स मिलेंगे, कुछ सीनियर्स भी मिलेंगे, कुछ जूनियर्स भी मिलेंगे. So again, it's a network thing. And this box, which you have to decide now. Because एक achievement हो गया. Now it is the time for next one, which is much more permanent types. Relatively, मेरे लिए नहीं रहा permanent, लेकिन relatively, it's quite permanent types because that will determine the flow of your life and the overall your life will be determined by your choosing of your box. How many of you have chosen your box? Chosen your box? Anybody? बहुत indecision चल रहा है यानी. अच्छा, you have decided. Few people, 2-3 people. Okay, 4-5 people. 2-4 ने सोचा अभी सोच के. नया. The idea is you have to decide what kind of life you want to lead. Because if you are undecided right now, what will happen? Somebody will say UPSC दे दो. एक दिन UPSC की बुक्स खरीद लाएंगे, हफ्ता भर पढ़ेंगे, महीना भर पढ़ेंगे, फिर लगेगा UPSC तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, छोड़ो. इससे अच्छा तो AI करते हैं, बहुत अच्छी अपकमिंग फील्ड है. फिर AI में जाएंगे, महीना भर वहाँ पे रिसर्च करेंगे कुछ, फिर लगेंगे अब कोडिंग कौन करेगा, छोड़ो. बट दिस विल क्रिएट व्हाट? Unachieved half journeys which will lead nowhere. So decision of your what you want to do and how is very important. And this will happen now, very much now. Because आपके ये जो formative years हैं, these years of your college are the best time you will ever have. Because after college finishes, each day you spend out in the world, people will kill you by asking, college के बाद क्या कर रही है? अब क्या कर रहे हो? And the moment you say, I am preparing for this, बस फिर your failure and success becomes a social issue. It's no more your own personal issue. It becomes a social issue. एक बार UPSC नहीं निकला या एक इंटरव्यू नहीं निकला, एक जॉब नहीं निकली, एक ऐप नहीं बनी, एक स्टार्टअप नहीं चला, people will start judging you with what? अच्छा, अब की बार भी नहीं निकला? ओह, कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा निकल जाएगा. अच्छा, ऐप नहीं बनी, स्टार्टअप फेल हो गया, पर वो तो IIT से था, IIT से थी, फिर भी फेल. And people, society, everyone starts judging you. And to escape that judgment, best time is this. Nobody is judging you. Keep working. Define what you want to do now. Choose your box. See the life. Do you want to live like an officer? Choose UPSC. You feel, no, UPSC is too restricted. I'm not satisfied with the salary they might be giving, even though there is a lot of social prestige. Then choose some McKinsey type good companies. You can be CEOs, MDs, this and that. Or if you want to build something of your own, you can start with a startup. But whatever you do, have a goal in mind. Because most of the formative years in college, we sometimes, I have also done that, we waste in chai, Maggie, gossiping, and every other thing on earth except something which will bring value. And the moment college ends, you feel like college में ये सब कर लेना चाहिए था, years waste नहीं होते, तब ये exposure ले लेना चाहिए था, ये नहीं होता. And then there is no point cribbing about it. So you have to decide your box. And there is no compulsion. Don't come under the compulsion of parents, society, friends, anybody. Because all of them will be there, but who lives your own life? You. You will have to live it. Who will have to go to work? Will your parents go? No. Friends, वो अपने काम पे जाएंगे. So who will have to go to work? You. Who will have to worry about the negatives or the drawbacks of your career? You. So this means it is your individual choice. And Sartre, a very good philosopher, once said, we are so free that we are condemned to be free. Condemned to be free means not choosing is also a choice. And if you make that choice, be ready for the consequences. Because if you don't choose now, years will be wasted after all. And then it's a choice you have made. And you will have to stick to your choice. You will have to pay for your choice. Good and bad, both. This means, first thing that I want to talk to you about is this: choose your box. See the people whose life you like. If you like a life of an entrepreneur, 2 हफ्ते उसके साथ रहने चले जाओ. एक बार देख लेते हैं कैसी लगती. फ्री इंटर्नशिप कर लो. If you want to be a civil servant, see the life of a civil servant. See how and what they do, what exactly is the role of their job, and what is the social prestige everybody talks about. See this, judge for your own self. Because it's your life. Who should decide? You yourself should decide. If I tell you, officer बन जाओ, बहुत security है. Yes, it is there, it is truth. But sometimes you may not be wanting that security. If I say, private sector में बहुत remuneration अच्छे हैं, money है. How many percentage? If I say startups is the new buzzword, go and open a startup, it will give you what you have to build, this and that. Very right. Do you know 99% of the startups wrap up in their first year? So, when we talk, we generally talk about successes, positives, but when we have to choose for ourselves, we also have to consider all the aspects, even the negative ones, and then choose a box. How many of you will today or in a month will choose their box? Choose it, don't leave it. Whatever you want to do. This is first. Second, entrepreneurship. I see a lot of people who are very interested in doing entrepreneurship. Very exciting journey. I am a recently turned entrepreneur. And I can tell you, before I turned into an entrepreneur, first thing I did was whether I was made for it. Yes, I felt I was made for it, because what does an entrepreneur need? Firstly, hunger. Hunger of what? To do something. So, even if I have to wake up late at night and rise up early to do something in my institute, I will do. Because that's the ownership that I have. If you have the ownership, the similar ownership for your own idea, if you are not looking at somebody else to work, then go become an entrepreneur. और जो लोग दूसरों को देखते हैं, there is an old story. An old man wanted his field to be plowed. उसने अपने बड़े बेटे को बोला, बेटा help me out, मेरे लिए ना ये खेत जोत दो. बड़े बेटे ने कहा हाँ पापा. उसने अपने छोटे भाई को कह दिया, भाई खेत जोत दो. छोटे भाई ने और छोटे भाई को कह दिया, तुम जाके खेत जोत दो. और छोटे भाई ने बड़े भाई के बेटे को कह दिया, अब बड़े लोग थोड़े ना खेत जोतेंगे, सबसे छोटा जोतेगा. और उसने कहा अभी तो बहुत दिन बड़े हैं, छोड़ो. बारिश हो गई, खेत खत्म. फिर एक दिन वो किसान खुद उठा, उसने खुद गया और खेत जोत दिया. अगली बार सब आ गए मदद करने. This is the truth about entrepreneurship. If you yourself can work, if you yourself have the skill, everybody will come to help you. But if you think marketing वो कर लेगा, HR वो संभाल लेगा, पढ़ा वो लेगा, और क्या क्या होता है, फाइनेंसेस वो देख लेंगे, लॉजिस्टिक्स वो देख लेंगे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वो देख लेंगे, मैं क्या करूँगा या मैं क्या करूँगी, मैं CEO बनूँगी. Then it doesn't work out because you are the engine. If you have that burning capacity in you, the burning desire, the burning hunger and the ability कि मैं खुद जाके खेत जोतूंगी या जोतूंगा, तो entrepreneurship में जाओ. Because अपने मरे बिना स्वर्ग है नहीं और entrepreneurship का और कोई सच है नहीं. You have to be the one doing all. और आपने ताली बजाए बिना ताली बजती भी नहीं, देखो. So we have to be the one doing it. So if you can own it up, then go for entrepreneurship. Second thing, team. While I have told you individual sense of accomplishment, hunger, dedication, this and that, all is important. Second thing which is important is team. While you should be able to do everything, but you can't do everything. You have to have some people who will help you in your team building. And when we say team building, none of the theories work from the textbooks, because we are humans and humans come with all kind of flaws, and flaws which are not written in books. Envy. How many of you know envy? Envy? You know about it, right? You heard about overestimation of your own expertise or your overestimation. तो जब भी कोई आपसे आके बात करेगा, I want to be your team partner, what will they say? Will they say, I come with these flaws? They will always highlight positives. This means while everybody is telling you the positives, you will have to have a third eye. Third eye, त्रिनेत्र. शिव जी का तीसरा नेत्र क्या करता है? छुपी हुई चीजें देखता है. So you have to look behind and see when people are coming, they are coming with their positives, they are also coming with their negatives. So there will be people who will be good as a lone wolf. Some people will be very good as a team player. Some people will be very good on the face. There will be people who will do good work but not ethical. There will be people super ethical, super loyal but not good for anything else. This means a whole spectrum of human nature you will have to understand to build a team. Living in a joint family is easier. Building a team in a company is difficult because ownership is yours. Perks are distributed. Ownership is yours. This means responsibility is yours. And perks, privileges, benefits, successes, and everything else is distributed. Even each of your employee will say, मैंने बनाया था, हमने तब ज्वाइन किया था जब तो कुछ था ही नहीं. Yes, this happens, but you have to still consider कि हाँ, बात तो सही है, उन्होंने तब ज्वाइन किया तब जब कुछ नहीं था, लेकिन इनका contribution कितना है. So you have to build a team, and as a leader, there is an added responsibility. Even if you know the flaws of your team, can you highlight it? Should you highlight it? What should you do? Find a way around. You have to have a very loyal team with you, a core team. And building a core team is like finding love in this world. Building a core team is just merely less than finding God. Because God, there is this personal connection, but team, there is this whole round of connection and interconnection plus interconnections plus super connections, intra connections, and lot of connections. And you have to know all of them, at least try to, and then formulate your team. Next thing, if you want to become an entrepreneur, is how many of you think it's funding? Funding. How many of you think the next big thing should be funding? Yes? Yes. But before that, competence. Do you have the competence? If you have the competence, then, because if you are not solving a problem in the world, who is going to look for your product? Who is going to look for your service? एक चीज होनी चाहिए ना जो solve करे. Like we could not find taxis easily. Uber, Ola did what? Made it easy. Simple. And they are successes now. We could not order food from restaurants easily. What did Swiggy do? Easy. So anything which makes the life easier or which solves some kind of a problem is very necessary. So a problem statement in the society. Before you march upon the journey of entrepreneurship, find a problem statement. And in a developing country like India, do we have any dearth of problem statements? No, we have a lot of problems. We just need that eye and a mind to find that particular problem which we can solve, for which you have the competence, for which you have the passion. Because if competence is lacking, तब भी बात नहीं बनेगी. If passion is lacking, तब भी बात नहीं बनेगी. क्योंकि entrepreneurship is all about passion. Have you heard? किसी ने भी कभी कोई बड़ी कंपनी बनाई हो, लोगों से सबसे पहले आपने क्या सुना होगा? जब हम बना रहे थे तो बड़ा एक्साइटिंग पीरियड चल रहा था. दिन में सोते नहीं थे. दिन में तो कोई भी नहीं सोता. रात को भी नहीं सोते थे. ऐसे काम करते थे. सुबह उठ के ऐसे भाग जाते थे काम पे. That burning desire. If you have that for that particular cause, go for entrepreneurship. Because there is no other feeling like building something. A building which is your own, which has a tag. I built it. We did it. This is something which is a replica from my mind in the world. So how many of you have heard about the theory? If you think something, the world conspires and bring it into reality. That conspiration is done by us. So we think, we build something in our mind first and then we work hard to make it a reality. And when you first move ahead and march, all the people will start joining you. People will say, बड़ा तेज दौड़ रहा है यार, कहीं तो जा रहा है. कहीं तो जा रही है ये लड़की, बड़ी तेज दौड़ रही है. कहीं तो जा रही है, जहाँ जा रही है सही जा रही है. चलो 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 फटाफट चल लेते हैं साथ साथ. तो वो सुना है एक और एक कहानी है. एक बार एक जंगल के अंदर ना एक बंदर बहुत तेज भाग भाग के जा रहा होता है. तो सबको लगता है आग लग गई, क्या हो गया. सब उसके पीछे पीछे दौड़ने लगते हैं. शेर भी, हाथी भी, चींटी भी, सब सब. अंत में जाके वो जाता है और पानी पीने लगता है. पानी पीने आया था. This is the thing. Because we are people who follow. And if you are the one who is leading, people will follow. So first thing that you have to do is lead. Follow बाद में होता है. पहले क्या करना पड़ता है? एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस अकेले चलना पड़ता है. और अकेले चलने का मतलब है with the pains, with everything else that is happening in your life. So can you give any excuses when you are running and when you are leading, when you are marching ahead? No. Can you give funding? नहीं थी मेरे पास. No, you cannot. I was not supported by my parents. I was not having a team. I was not having friends. I was not having network. I was not having this and that. No. In my house there were these problems. No. Because if you are going to achieve something big, you will have to leave your excuses at home. I have a 2-year-old young kid. Of course, he demands time and everything else in the world. But can we give excuses to anybody? No. Who told you to become entrepreneur? You chose it yourself, right? And if you have chosen it, own it. Be honest with your own purpose. And if you are not honest, honesty with everybody else is very important, but the utmost importance is the honesty with your own self. This honesty. How many of you are honest with your own self? Yes. Be frank. 2-4 बच्चे ऐसे हाथ उठा रहे हैं. पता नहीं चल रहा honest है या नहीं. Confidence और करो honest हो तो. जिन्होंने नहीं उठाया ना वो ज़्यादा honest है. They know themselves. क्योंकि उनकी honesty उनको नहीं पता हमें. So that kind of honesty is required, where we know what we can, what we cannot, how much we can own and how much we cannot. And once we have owned something, we are honest with it. If we are preparing for UPSC, honest with it. Clear होना ना होना बात की बात. We will see. Of course, it's a competitive exam. The best man will win. The best person will get selected. But were you honest in your preparation? If you want to be an entrepreneur, are you honest with your cause and purpose? If you are honest, success will come. In the first venture, in the second venture, in the first try, second year, first year, third year, any time, but success will come. The patience, persistence and passion, 3 P's, very essential. And apart from this, India as a country needs all the people who can be honest. चाहे आप कंपनी बना रहे हो, ऐसी कंपनी बनाओ कि दुनिया देखे और मज़ा आ जाए कि वाह बहुत बढ़िया, इसे कहते हैं IIT का बच्चा. ये नहीं, ये भी IIT वाले करते हैं क्या? या IIT वालों ने भी ऐसा ही कर लिया? ये भी unethical हो गए. So own up your own identity, the tag you have got. The tag you have to, it's very easy because your entry is easy everywhere now. Because you are from IIT. Easy entry just by telling हम IIT से हैं. But after that, the responsibility of keeping the reputation of IIT is also on your shoulders. Because people are judging you not as a person, but as a IITian. अब आप जो कर रहे हैं, जैसा कर रहे हैं और जिस क्वालिटी का कर रहे हैं, वो भी आपकी जजमेंट है. People are judging. IIT वाले भी ऐसा लिखते हैं, वो भी ऐसा बेकार सबस्टैंडर्ड काम कर सकते हैं. What is at stake? The reputation of your alma mater, reputation of your institution. So wherever we go, we also take along the prestigious identity with us, and we should shoulder whatever we have got in that. Thank you so much. I would like to take some answers. I'm better with Q&A. Monologues are boring.
उसको बोलना था.
Ma'am, how does life changes after becoming an IAS officer?
So I think lot of people have this question. Life definitely changes
अरे यार
because
बीच में क्यों आना?
I told you the social recognition is very high. If you will become an IAS officer, 10 घर नहीं 10 घर 100 घर आगे 100 घर पीछे 100 घर साइड में सब जान जाएंगे उस घर से कौन निकला है ऑफिसर. And wherever you go, like the entry barrier thing. So if you want to go to a fest of any good college, you can get easy entry because of your institution. Easy entry. IIT इंदौर जा रहे हैं तो सारे लोग सारे colleges कहेंगे ना आ जाओ. Similar entry barrier is dropped. If you are an officer, everywhere you are invited, you are given the preference that is required. Third, definitely the network you get wherever you go. Not Vodafone, but government follows. So government follows means, so you have some juniors, batchmates, seniors, or somebody else who's there who can be of your help, company, or whatever is your requirement. And fourth, the good work you can do. Lot of opportunity. Because the security government provides sometimes is also a harboring thing for the people who become a little slow, inefficient or lazy because it's too much secure. And if you are working, if you really are passionate about it, you will be the best easily. And this work that you will do will bring impact to a very large area, very large people or communities. एक पॉलिसी बहुत कुछ चेंज कर देगी. एक प्रोविजन आपने सिर्फ एक स्कीम का एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया चेंज कर दिया, हजारों लाखों लोग अंदर या बाहर हो जाएंगे. एंड डेफिनेटली द honesty with which you work in a government is very paramount. If you are honest, you are already doing a national service. So in that sense, it's a very rewarding service. Your life changes, you become part of a very big, just like you become part of an IIT once and then it's always with you. Similarly, once you become part of a prestigious service, like civil services, it's with you forever.
Audience with questions, please raise your hands. Our volunteers will bring mics to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for this opportunity. So, how we can overcome with a failure? Failure can be anything, such like if I want to build a startup and suppose it become a failure, so my entire.
So what?
No, but in that particular time I can do something better as according to society, parents. So how
They
can
will
we?
always have opinion. I'll tell you, even if you don't build a startup ना, they will have a startup. देखो बाकी लोग कितना startup कर रहे हैं, तुम क्या कर रहे हो? They will have an opinion. So first thing first, society will always have an opinion about you. And if you will not do anything, if you not open a startup, they will say सब startup कर रहे थे, तुम क्या कर रहे थे? If you will prepare for UPSC, they will say UPSC तो कुछ एग्जाम है, क्या करना है? AI में काम करो, स्टार्टअप बनाओ. और अगर स्टार्टअप बना लोगे, स्टार्टअप्स तो इतने सारे हैं, फेल हो जाते हैं, UPSC कर लो, सिक्योर जॉब. This means that there will always be a positive and a negative opinion about everything that you do. So you don't have to become cow down according to the opinions of anybody. I told you, they are not going to live your life. You will have to live it. And if you will have to live it, at least choose it so that you don't blame. मैं तो स्टार्टअप करना चाहता था लेकिन प्रेशर में कर नहीं पाया. Who knows? Maybe your startup will be the one who can change the fortunes of country or the world. We never know until and unless you try. But again, you have to be very honest with yourself. Are you competent enough? Will you be passionate enough? Are you determined and hardworking? And of course, have you seen all the other parameters which are essential for the success of this startup? If yes, go ahead.
आपके माइंड में थॉट कहाँ से कि यूपीएससी करनी चाहिए?
It's a very how I decided it. Actually, I was very immature when I decided it, and I decided it on a parameters which are not correct by any other criteria. So I did my BDS, and we had a fortune of meeting one of the officers, and I saw that everybody is, in such a awe of that person. सब उनके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. उन्होंने कहा मुझे पानी पीना है, 4 लोग गए भागते हुए पानी लिया. तो मुझे लगा ये बहुत सही है. So in that sense, I was very awed with the kind of a social recognition and prestige. I was thinking about some degree, scholarship in a foreign country, and my father said, उनसे पूछते हैं, उन्हें बहुत knowledge है. उन्होंने मेडिकल की स्कॉलरशिप है, उनको ज़्यादा नॉलेज है. मतलब कौन है जिन्हें इतनी नॉलेज है कि वो बेहतर बता पाएंगे. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ परसेप्शन अबाउट द जॉब was first created in my mind, and with that I thought कि जब करना ही है तो let's do UPSC. So that's how I got started into it. But later on my motivations changed, and I realized the noble cause it carries with it.
What should we approach of IIT for the UPSC examination? Like what time is good for the IIT to start UPSC journey?
So UPSC journey is a very long journey, and you should start ASAP, as soon as possible, because building current affairs is very tedious job. Current affairs means अभी भी चल रहे हैं current affairs. अभी इजराइल में कुछ हुआ तो पता होना चाहिए, और थोड़े दिन बाद कुछ और होगा. उससे पहले रशिया यूक्रेन था, उससे पहले कुछ और चल रहा था. So lot of things are happening in country and around, and this knowledge base doesn't build in one day, 1 month. It keeps on building. So keep building. And the studies of UPSC are very enriching and enlightening. Very. Not in one sense, but in every sense. Every sense. मेरे को तो लगता है compulsory होना चाहिए, but everyone should at least study polity, economy, history, and internal security, ethics. All of these are such good subjects. Like, how many of you know how banks work? But we invest in bank, right? How are the interest rates decided? Okay, what are the various fundamental rights which are applicable to you but are not accessible to the alien, like in the sense, other citizens? So citizen of some other country. Are there some fundamental rights who are not given to enemy country's citizens? These are very pertinent questions. If your neighbor is harassing you, can you invoke something in the law to protect yourself? This is what you study in UPSC. You study why farmers are doing suicides. What are the reasons behind it? So we all know tomatoes became, really expensive. We all know about that, but why? And what can be the remedy for it? That is the thing that we study in UPSC. It's a very, I should say, very fundamental understanding of the world and everything around us. And if you have that understanding with the objectivity, UPSC is not a very difficult exam to crack. But yes, getting that objectivity and the defined horizon is very difficult. एक बार horizon define हो जाए, objectivity आ जाए, then it is not that difficult. So in that sense, it's a very good enriching exam. And how should you start it? As a person, start with newspapers, and now with digital India, so many online things are available. YouTube is already a treasure trove. You can find all lot of things there, and definitely there are various people helping out there. Online courses हैं, material इतना available है online. Actually, problem is now of plenty, not of content. Past are the days जब आपके चाचा या ताऊ जी किसी ने बोला होगा, हम एक UPSC की किताब खरीदने के लिए तैर के नदी से जाते थे और एक शॉप से खरीद के लाते थे एक किताब और पूरा गांव पढ़ता था. Those days are gone. Now we all have telegrams. We all have all the kinds of websites available. So you just have to click. Everything will be there. Only thing is we are not focused enough.
कितनी बैटरी है? कितनी बैटरी?
Yes.
इसमें 14 है भाई.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I just want to ask you one thing. Like while we are preparing for something, what are the signs that through which we can know that yes, we are improving? Because while preparing, we have a lot of fear of success, failure as well. So how to keep motivating yourself and how we can know this? Yes, we are improving. We can achieve something in life. I mean, whatever we are deciding.
I got it. So there are two things. I'll take it as a overall problem whereby we are always seeking motivations because somehow we are too fearful of success and failure. Very fearful. We don't want to take chances with our life, our careers and everything. I understand that, but the point is, if you will not try and try with honesty means you have to leave the fears behind. क्योंकि अगर हमारे पास supposedly एक egg है ना, और अगर हम उसे बार बार बजा बजा के देखते रहते सही है ना, तो क्या होता है? Will it hatch? Will it hatch? No. What destroyed it? Your fear. So most of the time, when we are doing something great, thing that gets destroyed, which destroys everything, is our fear. So don't get fearful. You decide, you lay a path, and then without applying too much mind, work on it. In this world of distraction, people with mediocre focus will be huge success. सिर्फ mediocre focus चाहिए अब तो extreme focus भी नहीं चाहिए. Because all the other people are busy on mobiles. They are watching somebody dancing or somebody cracking nuts or something or the other. They are watching something. So if you have mediocre focus and if you just focus on doing that thing, and I know, the Gita, which we have all read and heard, कर्म कर फल की इच्छा मत कर, it is the best philosophy to get success. Because when you are fearful, when you are too much attached to the result, फेल हो जाएंगे, फिर क्या होगा, 4 साल लग गए, मम्मी पापा क्या बोलेंगे, मम्मी पापा के पैसे वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, this and that, that keeps going on in your mind. If every time this is going on in your mind, do you have actually the focus to study? No. But if you decide, I will give 2 years or 3 years, whatever the time you have decided, and then stop judging yourself in the sense, अब मुझे यही करना है, तो किताब उठाओ, पढ़ो, सिर्फ पढ़ो, डरना नहीं है, क्योंकि डरने से ही सारी चीज़ों की खराब होने की शुरुआत होती है ना? When you start fearing, you start to find loophole, quick fixes. अरे अब तो पता नहीं होगा कि नहीं होगा, कुछ ऐसा कर लेते हैं कि तुरंत हो जाए, ऐसा हो जाए वैसे. You don't need quick fixes. You need a strategy and you will win. So you don't have to be fearful. And how to judge yourself, evaluate. I will not say judge. Evaluate yourself, outcome. What is the outcome? What exactly is the thing that will get you selected in your prelims exam? MCQs. You have PYQs. PYQs is previous year's questions. So we have a lot many question papers. Just study and see. Are you able to solve all history questions? Are you able to solve economy questions? If you are, then it's fine.
तेरे इसमें बहुत है.
किसी ने 100 पढ़ा, लेकिन फिर भी 10 क्वेश्चन ठीक करेगा. किसी ने 50 पढ़ा, 50% पढ़ा,
एक सेकंड बस,
और 40 ठीक कर दिए. Who will get selected? So we have to see outcome-based evaluation. Are you able to do questions? Are you able to write like a main student, if you are perfect, that's the evaluation you need. Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question is that how is
I'm
the
not
life?
able to see where are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
How is the life as an entrepreneur different from your life as a civil servant? And why did you choose? Like, what inspired you to go for entrepreneurship?
Okay, so my life has definitely changed. You people also tell your names. I don't like speaking to strangers.
Ma'am, I'm Arish Pradhan.
Huh?
Arish Pradhan.
Irish. Okay. So, life has definitely changed because as a government servant, things have been very secure, very easy, and it's something like एक बार एंट्री हो गई गवर्नमेंट में उसके बाद चीज़ें थोड़ी चिल हो जाती हैं. Chill in the sense you feel more secure, you know what you have to do. There are timely promotions and everything. Exposure is too much, yes. I got lovely exposure in my postings and all the work I did. But there, when you talk about upscaling in the sense, if you want to do something in a very precise area, if you want to bring a change, then you cannot as a government servant. You will have to do something in that area. Similarly, as a government servant, you can be very relaxed, but there are people who don't like that relaxation sometimes. They feel like they have more potential to do something, to bring some change. And so that is why I chose, let's do something in the field of education. I could see a lot of problem statements in the education area, especially these government exam competitions like UPSC. So when a child, any IIT, let's take the good lot, when the IITians go and prepare for civil services, there are a lot of years that go in the preparation. So 1 or 2 years for the study, and then 1 year is the exam cycle. Then if supposedly you couldn't crack in your first attempt, then second, third and fourth. After you are out of the market for 5-6 years, when you go back, if you want to go back to your engineering or IT or any other thing, there was no scope because everybody wants freshers. Nobody wants a person who has given an exam and not cleared it.